Oh, hi. It's Baron Dodger. And this is Crystal. Can you say, I love you? I love you. And we're somewhere in Sydney. I just woke up and my life is faced with the same problems it's had this morning that it has had for years. Gee, I'd love a coffee. I'm sorry, there's no money for a coffee. But gee, I'll just check my emails. Sorry, there's no internet connection. This has been a brutal treatment of me for many years now. What is actually true is that I'm a targeted individual of the Australian government, earmarked for destruction. And it has malice, and it would aim to murder me if it could have the possibility of doing that. And it expects that everyone, all my family and friends, and everyone who are obliged and tasked to care for me are on board with that decision and that malice. So underneath, I'm just going to demonstrate with facts the reasons why I'm in this terrible situation in which I'm oppressed, I'm victimised, I'm robbed, systemically and politically, and there's no one to turn to, and that's my reputation that's ruined, and not the reputations of powerful, privileged politicians, public officials, lawyers, police officers, even the Prime Minister himself, the Attorney General. These are all people in positions of incredible privilege. They have legal help, they have human rights, they have a home, they have clothes, they have a secretary, they have food, they have money, they have civil liberties, they have privacy, they have protection, they have freedom from violence and freedom from persecution, and they know that if they go about their life, they're not going to be violently attacked by a thug. Now, all of those things that I've just read out of the privilege that all of those collective people have, I don't have those. The situation is pretty grim in that the persecution of me robs me of every good thing that I have and everything that can be seen to help construct or reconstruct my life from literally killing myself from this very deceit, lies and conspiracy, which has redacted my prosperity, elongated coercive financial control of family violence from Steve Icenides, my former partner who worked for ASIO, and it has persecuted me to death. And the same kind of deceit, lies, persecution and financial abuse is still occurring 4 years after I literally killed myself to escape the torment. That means that this collective treatment of me, which is systemic and political, has a mandate. That is to murder me. It's no secret that you need money to survive in a society that exists in a world that's a capitalist society and based on money. And when the powers that be remove that money from you, systemically and politically, and with malice and intelligence and by snide manipulation of legal services and politics, they've done it intelligently, they've done it with purpose, and it can be proven that that is what they're trying to do. Remove your money. Now, over 25 years, my money has been removed. Below is a list of the things that I've lost: detriments, settlements, insurances, compensations, winnings, and it adds up to over $10 million. And it can be proven beyond reasonable doubt that all of these losses that I suffered, it's not just bad luck, that's an intended and malicious and insipid, spiteful way that powerful people manipulate society and people and the law in order to get what they want. They nearly got what they want when I killed myself, but it was deemed fatal, and I was revived from certain death. Now, so I'm in a murder conspiracy. basically, and everyone's on board for the killing. But I'm resolute, I'm alive, and I'm sentient. Now, I wonder where all those public officials and cops and lawyers, where their YouTube channel is protesting their treatment. That's because they don't have one. They're hiding behind their positions of bureaucracy and, sheltered away in their forces and in their legal fraternities. And they refuse to acknowledge who they are, and they don't like to say or identify who they are, because it's been proven that me as a rejected whistleblower, I will go forward and call out the corruption, and no doubt will prosecute and sue those people for their choices, their corrupt choices, in causing my detriment and my harm. And removing someone's money does just that. Remove someone's money. But what are you really trying to do? It says, we don't permit you to have the agency and the things necessary to exist in our society. And that's an allegory of murder, because you need certain things to survive in this society. Civil liberties, privacy, you need freedom from violence, you need a certain amount of dignity, and you need particular things necessary to act in a reasonable social, political and legal way. Now, it is true that over 51 years now, I've never ever had a lawyer who's not deceitful, like John Boyle, or the legal aid people, what's his name? I can't remember. And I've never had one who's authentic and who has actually had the intention to help me elicit a response to one of the many, many detriments that have occurred to me. And this is a blacklisting of me being locked out of all legal help. Now, I can very simply describe the conspiracy which is going on here. My former partner and I were together for 5 years. He owes me a settlement as per legal definitions of a gay de facto relationship. Now, there's not a single person in this country who will value, validate, and look at those documents which prove the relationship, and which would solicit a $500,000 settlement and payment. There's no cop, no lawyer, no public official, no healthcare worker, no politician, and no ombudsman, not the Prime Minister, not the Attorney General, not my mum, not a family member, not a friend. There's everyone who will absolutely not legitimise those documents. And that's an incredible feat for a single man to manipulate the entire country and society, for them not to support me. Now, that man, Steve, he's a very intelligent and manipulative man. He's also threatened to kill my dog and me, because my whistleblowing has cost him $1 million of his corrupt finances. That's a police issue, but as we know, I can't go to police. Underneath is a list of all the crimes that have happened to me, at least some of them, and they're the ones I can't report to police. Police ran me out of town in Victoria and colluded with NDIS ministers who can't be named in order to arrest me, criminalise me, chase me out of town with the hospital system, and rendered me a vagrant with no home, no rights, no legal rights, being followed, open to vilification, open to victimisation, rejected whistleblower, with nothing really left but sentience and Crystal the Husky. She keeps me alive. And I was run out of town, and those people, all of those collective people, are cowards. Why are they cowards? I'll tell you. They're in positions of massive privilege compared to me, and they have all made decisions, ethical decisions, and corrupt decisions that have led to my financial ruin, my continued family violence, my continued persecution, and made decisions to cause me detriment and harm. They're in enormous positions of privilege and power, and they've used that power to victimise and demonise an already vulnerable man with a disability. That's like going down the street, seeing a quadriplegic in a chair, and using your ableism to punch him in the fucking head. That's what these cops, politicians, lawyers, all those people have literally, metaphorically done to me. They're cowards. They should be held to account. That's all cops. That's the entire legal system, all politicians. And, a conspiracy relies on the innermost circle of that person or the victim being infiltrated, which is absolutely the case. There's not a friend and family member I have left in the world. It's a shame because I love my family and friends and I miss them. And I prefer to hang out with other humans and actually, have a beer, talk shop, go to the footy, whatever. But unfortunately for me, these powers that are spiteful, malicious, and have an intention to cause me ultimate harm are present, and they've infiltrated and exploited those people with their already existing prejudices for things I inherit, like mental illness or drug use or being gay, whatever it is. They've got those already existing vulnerabilities that are clear and present in society, and use them, weaponize them to amplify those feelings in every single person I know, and then get them to excommunicate me from their lives, just like the federal government has. So this has been a little rant. It's 11 minutes, and look, this purpose of barondodger.com.au is to elicit some justice, a meaningful change to my circumstances, in that I don't live in poverty, that I can have a coffee when I want, that I am restored with my human rights, that there's some atonement for those cowards to come forward to me and say, gee, I'm sorry, my decision has caused you massive harm and placed your life at imminent risk. And I admit my role in trying to murder and kill you, maim you, and desecrate your life. That's what I want to hear from all those cops, politicians, lawyers, the Prime Minister, and all my family and friends. I've got nothing, no home, no possessions, no business, they took my accreditation, they've taken my human rights, my legal rights, they have fucked me. And so I've got sentience, I'm pretty chipper, things I've been abused and neglected for so many years. And the people who are tasked to me, NDIS and Cal Graham, hi, you darling thing, NDIS ministers and the NDIS are the actual agency who are abusing and neglecting me. They've locked up my money, I don't get any support, and they've taken my SILS application, and they stand in the way of legitimising the actual documents that they already have, which would lead to a settlement of massive amounts of money for me. So by refusing to acknowledge those documents, they keep me in a toxic bondage, trapped to the NDIS, and who's got me in a house now for a couple of days? NDIS providers. And they're making me beg for food and money as a beggar, and keeping me in relative tiny, remotely just reasonable accommodation. And they're paid by the NDIS, of course, who are the architects of my doom, and who are a faction of the broader federal government who has got the mandate to kill me. So this is my PayID down below. There's a list of crimes I can't report to cops. I hope that there's some courageous, independent, critically able people out there who can think their way with me and can agree that this treatment of me is beyond abhorrent. Killing someone by neglect and desperation and financial ruin, and having everyone on board and expecting them to toe the party line for the killing is so much more levels of insane than a random terrorist attack. A terrorist attack, it's innocent people blown the fuck up and killed. That's madness. What's exponentially more mad than that is a whole country, society, and people tasked to your care, politicians, lawyers, and all my family and friends who are aware of my persecution over the years, are witnessing my destruction, my deconstruction, and sadly for me, all of those people complicit in the mandate to destroy and neglect me. And they should be conflicted in their own moral stances, but they justify their own hate and malice to kill and excommunicate me for the purposes of this evil mandate. I'm a good person, and I'm sentient, and I'm alive, and I speak the truth, I seek the truth, and I'm asking people for an intervention by donating to my cause at the PayID below, and creating a meaningful change in which I'm going to be able to stand up for myself and hold these cowards responsible for the level of malice and corruption that they've demonstrated to me, which is in line with the broader persecution of me as a targeted individual. These public officials aren't able to critique the government, and nor can they, because they get their wings clipped. I don't have an allegiance to the government or religion or my family or any friend or any company or institution. I'm a sentient, intelligent doctor of philosophy, and I have absolutely the intelligence and agency to describe what's happening to me. I really hope that someone stands on my side, and I will win, because I'm going to die on this hill fighting it, and that's God's plan. Otherwise, I'm going to get justice, and I won't harm anyone, not the way harm's done to me every day, but I will hold them to account, and I'll place them under the spotlight, as I'm under the spotlight, to demonstrate their cowardice and how they've acted with malice, because this is an evil conspiracy. It's truly evil. I'm a light worker, truth speaker and seeker, and my name's Dr. Rich McLean, and I changed it to Baron Dodger. And here's Crystal, and we hope you can donate to our cause and hold these people to account. Okay, thanks.